and we can get started. Good evening, everyone. We all had a wonderful Saturday. It's been a while since I've done a live on here, so I'm going to go ahead and do one now because I wanted to do an update on the guy. You remember last year there was that guy in Brooklyn who got angry that his Chevy Avalanche was being repoed, so he literally attacked the tow truck driver. Well, kind of. I mean, he did steal the tow truck, with his truck on the back of it. He drove around town, just side swiping people's cars, taking off their mirrors and whatnot. I mean, he did a lot of damage, and then he turned a corner, and the truck like flew off the tow truck, and he kept driving for a couple of blocks, I guess, and then he ended up abandoning the vehicle. Well, he ended up he ran away from the scene. He abandoned the vehicle, ran away, and they said after a weekend of him hiding, he was finally apprehended. Let's see, what's his name again? Oh yeah, his name is Russell Leosa, by the way. And like I said, this happened in New York, September of 2024, I believe, right? Yeah, you can look up the video. It's pretty bizarre. So I guess what happened was he was booked on 1 count of robbery in the second degree, 1 count of grand larceny auto, 2 counts of reckless endangerment, and 11 counts of property damage and leaving the scene of an accident, right? So he really, committed a bunch of felonies. Originally pleaded not guilty to the charges. Well, yeah, he had pleaded not guilty to the charges last week, and he ended up copping a deal with prosecutors. And he was scheduled to be sentenced on November 3rd for the third-degree felony, right? And evidently the charge, it would have carried a maximum penalty of 7 years in prison, but with his plea deal that he took, he doesn't even have to even do any prison time now. Prosecutors instead have agreed to a sentence of 3 years probation and fines and completion of an anger management course, which, is it's almost unbelievable that this happened. And evidently, I guess a court record showed that Leosa had previously been involved in a variety of legal actions: bankruptcy, foreclosures, unpaid bills, motor vehicle torts, as well as a couple of prior arrests, according to the New York City Police. And then, somebody mentioned this being a miscarriage of justice, which, yeah, it is. And for those of you who haven't seen the video, you really need to look up on here on YouTube, Angry Man Steals Tow Truck in New York. And you'll see why what happened to him was a slap on the wrist. I mean, he literally stole the tow truck, assaulted the tow truck driver, stole the tow truck with his truck on the back that the guy was trying to repossess, and then drove down the road as his truck is like, going like this, bam, 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 like a pinball, and hitting one vehicle after another. You see, mirrors of these vehicles flying, and it's just a horrible, horrible mess. And then when he turned the corner, his truck flew off of the tow truck and landed on its side, and then there was a bus nearby. Now, I don't know if his truck, when it fell off the tow truck, if it hit that bus, I'm not sure, but he kept on going, I guess, for a couple more blocks, and then he abandoned the tow truck. And just the fact that he's only getting probation after all the trouble that he caused and all the damage he caused and how much money that he owes, the people whose vehicles that he damaged, you know what I mean? Absolutely insane. And I guess also, the dude, he was pretty unhinged. He was upset that his wife was cheating on him with a retired police officer. So that sent this dude, over the edge. He's already unhinged. But I guess, the repossession of his truck was the final straw. But that is absolutely insane that he would only get probation and have to do an anger management class. Or no, a couple of anger management classes. I just cannot comprehend the mindset of whoever it was that, allowed him to get away with all that, which would be the judge, yeah. It's pretty sad. Like, really, really sad. Yeah, but if you want to watch it, like I said, that video is here on YouTube. And I know I'm not the only one that thinks that, he pretty much got away with some really bad things, and we see that a lot these days. Lots of miscarriages of justice. It's really a freaking shame, honestly. Well, anyways, I think I've taken up your time long enough. I hope you all have wonderful rest of your weekend. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. My goal is to end 2026 with 10,000 subscribers. So we'll see if we can make that happen. It's absolutely free to subscribe, and it helps me out a bunch. And all I do is pretty much, share my opinions on things, talk about my life, and various other things. I do a lot of movie reviews, book reviews, restaurant reviews. It's just a bit of everything on this channel. And that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful night. God bless you all, and I will talk to you all another time. Bye-bye.